It was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn. And
you ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, I mean, you try to get in contact with me, through all my, partners and whatnot.
Why would he sell on the dark net his tapes?
Trading.
Victims.
They were all eight were victimized,
Yeah,
meaning
victim.
this was happening to them and they were inebriated.
What if I told you that one of the biggest pop stars in the world, Justin Bieber, has been carrying a secret for years? And what if that secret involved one of the most powerful men in music, Sean Diddy Combs? Tonight, we're diving deep into shocking allegations, hidden connections, and moments caught on camera that fans say reveal what really went down between Justin Bieber and Diddy. But before we get into it, let me warn you, this story isn't just about celebrity gossip. It's about power, fame, manipulation, and what happens when the spotlight fades and the truth begins to shine.
It's hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn, and everyone, telling me they love me and, will just turn their back on you in a second. So if she ever needs me, I'm gonna be here for her, but yeah, just protecting those moments because people take for granted encounters, and I just want to protect her,
What's up, man? You good?
I'm good. How are you?
All right, young brother, everything's good?
Everything's
Selling
great.
out arenas and everything? Starting to act different, huh?
No,
You ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, I mean, you try to get in contact with me, through all my, partners and whatnot. But you never really got my number, so.
Right, okay.
My number?
Yeah.
I'm gonna show you my number.
Yeah.
I'm big in your robber.
Yeah. No, I mean, to a lot of us, he's like a little brother. You know what I'm saying? He's not afraid to call and ask for advice. He's somebody that, in the industry-wise, the record industry is a strong family, and he's somebody that, we definitely have our arms around, and we want to protect him because he's such genuinely a nice person besides his talent. You know what I'm saying? He's one of the greatest kids that you could ever know.
Justin, Diddy bought his son a Bentley. Maybe, he could buy you one also while you're
He
out.
got me a Lamborghini.
Oh, well, that's nice.
I haven't gotten it yet, though.
Yeah, I know. When is that coming, that Lamborghini? We talked about this last
He
time.
had the Lamborghini for a day or two, and he had access to the house, and he knows better than to be talking about the things that he does with Big Brother Puff on national television.
Let's rewind to 2008. A 14-year-old Canadian kid uploads covers on YouTube, and boom, overnight, Justin Bieber becomes a viral sensation. He gets signed by Usher and Scooter Braun, and within months, he's performing for sold-out crowds. The world calls it Bieber fever. But here's where things get interesting. Around this time, Justin is introduced to some of the biggest names in the industry: Jay-Z, Usher, and yes, Diddy. And at first glance, it looked like a dream. A young rising star, being mentored by a billionaire mogul. What could possibly go wrong?
Guys, it's money. You don't care about people. Only money. Only money. No people. You don't care about human beings. Go. Go. Go.
He'd been trying to get to Bieber for a minute. And his management was backing him off. But it wasn't until Usher took over management and had guardianship and gave temporary guardianship to the diddler for 48 hours. Think about that. He had already been to the hospital. That situation that Gene was talking about. And you still took Bieber there. But you got custody of him first. Diddy had already tried. They wouldn't let him. Actually, someone made reference to the fact that Diddy trying to get at Bieber the way he was trying to get at Bieber was looking a little predatory. And then Usher came in and discovered it and managed him and got custody of him and promised to look after him. And then he sent him to the diddler. Does that sound like a good guy?
It's horrible.
Does that sound like a good guy? Now that we know what Diddy's really like. They're not seeing what the intentions was in his heart when he took Justin Bieber there.
Oh.
Let's be honest. He took Justin Bieber there.
The result of being around that man, Sean Puffy Combs, I don't sleep to this day. I have a problem sleeping to this day.
In old interviews, Justin actually spoke about how Diddy wanted to hang out with him. But fans noticed something strange. Justin was only 15. One clip shows Diddy on camera saying he made a 48-hour deal with Bieber, meaning Justin had to spend 2 whole days with him. And even Justin's own words sounded awkward. He once said, "Diddy said I could have his Lamborghini if I hung out with him." Think about that for a second. A grown man, one of the most powerful in music, telling a teenage boy, "Spend time with me and I'll give you a car."
I was flown out to Atlanta by a manager. His name's Scooter Braun. Flown out to Atlanta just to meet with him and meet different producers and different people. I was actually going to meet Jermaine Dupri at his studio. And who rolls up? Usher in his Range Rover. Rolls up, and I was like, "Is that who I think it is?" And Scooter was like, "Yeah." And so I ran up to him and I was like, Usher, I love your songs. You want me to sing you one?" And he was like, "Let's just go inside, little buddy. It's cold out." So the politest possible way he could say no, he did. And I was like, wow, he just turned me down. And I was a little disappointed. He had to go into a studio session, so I was like, whatever. And a week later, he actually watched my videos with my manager and was like, "Oh my gosh, why didn't I let him sing?" So flew me back to Atlanta where I got to meet him again, and he wanted to sign me. But there was something else.
Justin Timberlake, right?
Yes, Justin Timberlake also wanted to sign me. It was like kind of like, what happened was Justin Timberlake and Usher both went into a ring and boxed it out. And the outcome was Usher. I think it was a TKO.
Some people, something like that. And then some people might say, "Yo, I don't F with that dude." And at the time, I didn't even know who the F Usher was. You know what I'm saying? It was one of those type of situations. And when people say, "Yo, man, I don't F with them niggas, man, I'm getting out that industry and everything like that." You know, Puff sent this little kid to the hospital. How he sent him to the hospital? Man, Nick was bleeding from the butt. And that's what was said. But I didn't even have a name for the kid at the time.
Fans started piecing things together. There are photos and videos from back in the day where Justin doesn't look comfortable around Diddy. Sometimes smiling nervously, sometimes avoiding eye contact. And in a resurfaced clip, Justin's body language tells the whole story. He laughs, but it feels forced, like he's trying to play along while hiding how he really feels. So the question is, was this just harmless mentorship or something much darker?
You get career. Do you know Raymond Usher the Fourth?
No.
Do you know an individual, an entertainer by the name of Usher?
Yeah, Usher. That sounds familiar.
Isn't it true that Usher was instrumental in starting your career?
What does that have to do with this litigation, Mr. DeKalb? This is just you trying to harass the client.
Before we came back here, you had asked me.
She's going to let her read back the question. Thank you for your memory. Is it true that Usher was very instrumental in starting your career?
That was the last question. I was found on YouTube. I think that I was detrimental to my own career.
Justin Bieber, is continuing the purge. He has now moved to unfollow Usher okay, his original mentor. So this is a very big story. And the reason why we should discuss this and we should not diminish what is happening, it's not celebrity drama. This is actually the fall of Babylon that we are witnessing, Hollywood Babylon, that is. Of course, many people, I believe, are accurately assuming that this has something to do, one element has to do with the Diddy lawsuit. A lot of revelations were made in the Diddy lawsuit. So I'm going to start this by saying allegedly, okay, obviously, he has not yet been convicted of everything, but I knew that he was going to get arrested because after reading through this lawsuit, there were just so many pictures, way too many descriptions. He had hours of video footage proving his claims. I'm referring to the person who initially filed this, Rodney Lil Rod, a producer who went into great detail, laborious effort to basically describe almost a homosexual ring in which people were being drugged at various Diddy parties. But he describes how essentially him, being a young producer, they tried to initiate him into homosexuality. And I'm going to read this directly from a lawsuit. It says, quote, Mr. Combs, that's Diddy, used access to Stevie J and his knowledge that the producer, Mr. Jones, admired Stevie J to groom and enticed Mr. Jones to engage in homosexuality. But then there's a footnote in the filing, right? Because the names are redacted. And in the footnote, it reads that regarding the R&B singer that Diddy allegedly slept with, he performed at the Super Bowl and had a successful Vegas residency. So let's let people know that very clearly the name that was redacted had to have been Usher, because it was Usher who recently performed at the Super Bowl, and it was Usher at the time of this filing who had just had a very successful Vegas resident.
Think about this. Diddy wasn't the only powerful figure around Bieber. He was also linked to other controversial names, people who were later exposed for exploitation. So the question isn't just, what did Diddy do to Justin? It's, how deep does this go? How many young stars were pulled into this web without ever being able to speak out? In recent years, Justin has leaned heavily into his faith, his marriage, and his music as ways of healing. But what he hasn't done is speak in detail about his past with Diddy. And maybe that silence is telling. Maybe it's safer for him to let the public connect the dots. But let me ask you, if you had lived through that kind of trauma, would you feel safe speaking out against a billionaire mogul with decades of influence?
Would you rather have to be naked on stage during one full song, or drink a cup of blended worms? Answer, Justin Bieber.
I have like little girl fans. I can't go.
Okay, imagine that.
You know I got bullied.
Get that off there. Hey, this is a brand new.
Has your mom given you the sex talk yet?
I mean, like, I really don't want to have that conversation with my mother.
Yeah.
Like, I've kind of had it with my father.
You want to hear? Oh, really? See, my parents never gave me the sex talk.
Okay.
That last one is really just the sickest, asking a young teenage boy whether or not he's had the sex talk. Like, he's doing a media hit on a radio, and she's asking him as one of the questions, like, have you had the sex talk? This is Hollywood.
This story isn't just about Justin Bieber. It's about how the entertainment industry has operated for years. Young stars, massive egos, money, and secrets swept under the rug. And now, with Diddy's empire crumbling, more and more stories are coming to light. The question is, will Justin be one of the voices to finally expose everything? So, what do you think? Was Justin Bieber a victim of Diddy's world? Or are fans reading too much into old clips and interviews? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'm really curious to hear your take. And if you want me to keep digging into Hollywood's most shocking hidden stories, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Because trust me, this is just the beginning.